There's a moment in every change effort that feels bigger than it is. The moment you slip, you miss a rep, you break your stride, you fall short of the standard you committed to, and instantly your mind goes to the same place. I blew it. I ruined my progress. I have to start over. But that reaction, not the mistake itself, is what breaks your momentum. The mistake isn't the problem. Failing to repair it is the problem. Hey there, it's me, Core, and you're listening to Exercising Self-Control from Fitness to Flourishing. When you make a mistake, you don't see it as a moment. You see it as a verdict. You treat the slip as proof that you are inconsistent, undisciplined, or simply not cut out for what you're trying to build. So instead of repairing the mistake, you quit and abandon the entire effort. You don't just miss one rep, you miss the next 10. You don't just break your streak, you abandon starting the next one. And as a result, the mistake becomes bigger than it ever needed to be. When you treat a mistake like a failure of identity, you create a second mistake. This one is much more serious. You stop moving. You lose all momentum. You lower your standard. You reinforce the story that you can't trust yourself to follow through. And the next time, when you finally feel ready to start again, it's that much harder. Not because the task you're facing has changed, but because you've diminished yourself. You're carrying the weight of every moment and every mistake that you didn't take the time to repair. This is how people end up drifting for days, weeks, months. It's not because they made a mistake, but because they didn't repair it. So you do what feels like the logical step. You decide to start over completely. You wait for a clean slate, a new week, a new program, a new surge of motivation. But starting over doesn't repair, rebuild, or maintain the identity you had up to that point. Starting over again rewrites your identity, and every edit teaches you the same lesson. When I make a mistake, I quit. That makes you weaker, less able, and smaller in the face of possible future obstacles. That's the real trap and the real tragedy. Again, not the mistake, but the meaning you attach to it. So here's the perspective shift. A mistake doesn't break your identity. Repair builds your identity. The moment you repair, the moment you get back on the path, finish the rep you missed, return to the standard you committed to living, you teach yourself something different, something powerful. I can recover. I can continue. I can trust myself. Repair is the skill that makes consistency possible. It's the skill that makes your standard sustainable and turns discipline into identity. You don't need perfection. You just need the ability to return calmly, simply, and as quickly as possible. When you repair quickly, the mistake becomes a blip, not a break. Your momentum stays intact. Your standard is maintained. So is your identity. It's even strengthened because you are learning that you handle mistakes without breaking stride. And the next time you slip, because you will, you won't quit. You will repair. And you'll do it naturally. It'll just be how you handle these events. This is how you build a self you can trust. By repairing mistakes as you continue moving confidently forward, living your values as you realize your most important goals. If you want to repair the pattern instead of repeating it, start your day one inside the ACT Score Challenge. That's it for today. Catch you next time.